Hey credit warriors, Credit Shifu here, and today we are going to be doing a video comparing the big four transferable points currencies. Now you did hear me correctly, I did say big four, so sort of traditionally or for a long time, there have kind of been three main transferable points currencies, all right? That's UR points from Chase, MR points from American Express, and ThankYou points from Citi. Well, now Capital One has added transfer partners to their Capital One miles that you can earn on a Venture card and the one of the Spark business cards. So I have decided to add them into this, so they are the fourth. Now I know obviously Marriott and Hyatt also have airline transfer partners, but because they're hotel points, we'll leave them out of this. So we're just focusing on these four, okay? Citi ThankYou points, Chase Ultimate Rewards points, Amex membership points, and Capital One miles. And we're going to be comparing the uses of these miles and doing a kind of head-to-head. So let's go. So first up, we are going to be looking at how these points can be redeemed for cashback, okay? And by cashback, we'll include statement credits in that as well, paying charges on the card, etc. So with Chase, it's very, very easy. UR points can be redeemed for 1 cent per point in cashback, okay? Very simple and straightforward, and a decent amount of value. With American Express, MR points can be used to pay charges on the card at 0.6 cents a piece. So that's a horrible redemption. You really shouldn't do that, okay? But American Express does have one kind of hack, I guess you could call it, with the Amex Platinum Charles Schwab version. Charles Schwab is a brokerage, so you have to open a brokerage account with them and then get the Charles Schwab Amex Platinum. With that version of the card, you can have cashback paid into your Charles Schwab account at 1.25 cents per point, okay? So that's a pretty good cashback redemption, but the annual fee on that card is $550, and to open a Charles Schwab account, you have to put at least $1,000 in the account when you open it. You can take that $1,000 out afterwards, but that's the minimum opening balance of the account, okay? Just for your info there. So although it is a good level of cashback that you can get, 1.25 cents per point, you have to shell out a bit of money in order to set up the system. But with 1.25 cents per point, the 60,000 point sign-up bonus on the Amex Platinum becomes $750 in value. So that is huge value you can get from that. Next, we'll have a look at Citi ThankYou points are redeemable through the Prestige for 1 cent per point. So that's a pretty standard rate, pretty good. And lastly, with Capital One, cashback from Capital One miles is horrible. It's just 0.5 cents per point. Now, Capital One does have other good cards like the Quicksilver, which earn decent amounts of cashback, but unfortunately their miles are not really transferable to cashback, okay? It's just ½ cent per point, so it's a horrible value. I wouldn't recommend it. Next, let's look at gift cards. Now with Chase, you can get gift cards for 1 cent per point in value. So, for example, a $25 gift card would cost 2,500 points, etc. With American Express, it ranges in value between 0.5 cents per point, okay, horrible redemption, right up to 1 cent per point. So I was having a look at this. You see this Amex prepaid card that you can get, and I was thinking, hey, normally you can't get cash back from American Express cards unless you get the Charles Schwab Platinum, but most other cards can't get cash back. Is this kind of like a hack, a way around it that you could get prepaid cards, right? But the redemption value is so horrible, it's not 1 cent per point, it's 0.5 cents per point. So I would definitely not recommend that. But then there are other cards like this Home Depot one is kind of 1 for 1, 1 cent per point. So you can see here, $25 gift card is 2,500 points. Then with Citi, you can also get gift cards for 1 cent per point. Pretty straightforward, nothing to write home about there. And with Capital One, you can also do it for 1 cent per point. So basically with gift cards, it's 1 cent per point. It's kind of the maximum. With Chase, I wouldn't really recommend it because, you can already get cash back at 1 cent per point. Same with Citi, actually. So, if it's a gift, for someone, sometimes a gift card is a bit nicer than cash, but if it's just for you, there's no point, right? Chase UR points, you might as well just get cash back and go and spend cash at that store. All right, now we're gonna look at the travel portal, okay? So we're starting getting into some interesting stuff here. So with Chase cards, obviously the maximum redemption you can get in the travel portal is 1.5 cents per point. That's on the Sapphire Reserve. Sapphire Preferred is 1.25 cents per point, and Chase Freedom is just 1 cent per point in the travel portal. So up to 1.5 cents per point, a pretty valuable redemption through the travel portal. With American Express, Amex Travel on airfare, you get 1 cent per point, but booking hotels through Amex Travel with points, you only get about 0.75 to 0.85 cents per point for hotel bookings, okay? So booking hotels through Amex Travel is really one of the worst redemptions out there. But just one thing to point out, that on the Amex business cards, you get a rebate when you redeem points through the portal. So on the gold card, it's 25%, the platinum card, it's 35%, and on the business centurion, it is 50%. So that increases the value quite a lot, and basically the centurion, 50% of points back, it would be the same value then, 1.5 per point, competing with the Sapphire Reserve. That's only on airfare, by the way. And obviously, those cards, the Centurion is invitation only, and even the business cards have higher annual fees, and you'd need a business, so it's not going to be available to everyone, but just pointing that out there. With Citi, you can get up to 1.25 cents per point through their travel portal. Although with the Citi Prestige, it's down to 1 cent per point now. They cancelled it on the Prestige, but you can still get that through the Citi Premier. So, it's a little bit strange that they brought it down to 1 cent per point on the Prestige, because that is kind of like their most expensive credit card, their most premium card. So it's a little bit strange. You'd expect it to have the best rate, but it doesn't. But you can still get it on the Citi Premier. And with Capital One, their travel portal / travel eraser, on the Venture card, is just 1 cent per point. But, the travel eraser is particularly useful because you can book travel through any website and then go and erase those charges after it's booked, and that counts for any travel. So, although it's only one cent per point, it is super versatile. All right, now let's look at transfer partners, okay? Now with transfer partners, it's a little bit difficult because, it's hard to say which ones are the best or whatever, because it depends where you live and it depends what airline you like to fly and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna go on quantity here. So Chase has 9 airline transfer partners and 3 hotel transfer partners. American Express has the most with 17 airlines and 3 hotels. Then we have Citi with 15 airlines, and head-to-head with Capital One also has 15 airlines. Now, the thing here is, though, that with the first 3, okay, UR points, MR points, and ThankYou points, pretty much all of them, or most of them, transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio for airlines, okay? But with Capital One, the points transfer to airlines at a 2 to 1.5 ratio, so you lose a bit of value. However, the Venture card, for example, earns 2 points per dollar on everything, okay? So it's just kind of like earning 1.5 points per dollar, like the Freedom Unlimited or whatever. So the earning is kind of okay. But obviously the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can earn 3 points per dollar, transfer 1-to-1, so that's double what you get with a Capital One transferring to partners. So Capital One does kind of lose out on that. I think, they need to kind of up their game on that, really. So those are kind of all the most important aspects of redeeming these points covered. We'll just cover a few extra ones here. So purchasing things on Amazon. Now, Chase UR points, you can use them on Amazon for 1 cent per point. With American Express membership rewards points, you can also use them on Amazon, but it's for 0.7 cents per point. Citi ThankYou points, 0.8 cents per point when making purchases on Amazon. And at Capital One, you can't do it. So really, the only one I'd recommend using on Amazon would be Chase, unless there's a deal, like sometimes you can get like $30 back for just using 1 point on Amazon. You could do that, but generally I don't recommend using credit card points on Amazon. Then there's Uber rides, and the only one that can do this is Amex MR points. You get 1 cent per point using them for Uber rides. Pretty cool. And then there are these all sorts of shop with points options, okay? So with Chase, you can shop for Apple products through their site. Thing is, though, it's 1 cent per point, so you could just redeem through cashback and then get Apple products anyway. So it's really not anything special apart from just a link through their site to Apple. With American Express, you can also shop with points through their site for various items, but typically you only get 0.5 cents per point back. So in many cases, it would be better to just buy it on the credit card and then get 1.6 cents per point for a statement credit, to pay off the charge. So like, for example, this, like I love cast iron skillets, but I'm not paying, $100 for something that should cost $50, okay, $100 in value for the points. They do sometimes do deals though, like for example, these Dyson vacuum cleaners. I love Dyson vacuum cleaners. I've got one at home. And they are doing a little bit of a deal on it. So you're getting better than 0.5 cents. Maybe it's like 0.75 cents in value per point, but it's still not great, okay? And then lastly, Citi ThankYou points. You can make various purchases through Expedia and also through PayPal, and you get 0.8 cents per point for that. So it would be better just, if you can get cash back from the Citi Prestige at 1 cent per point, and then you can make those purchases anyway and get an extra 0.2 out of it, 0.2 cents. So really much better just to do that. It's kind of not really any point to that system. And Capital One, you can't do this. So guys, that is our 4 major transferable points currencies head to head. I'll just go through a few little points from the charts. So booking hotels through Amex Travel with points, not recommended, horrible value. Out of the travel portals, probably the Chase one, you get the best value, okay, 1.5 cents per point if you've got the reserve. With Capital One though, they do have that travel eraser option, which can be very, very useful, so I would recommend that. Obviously, the best cashback you will get from the American Express Platinum Charles Schwab version, 1.25 cents per point. If you want to shop on Amazon, it's only really doable with Chase points. The other ones, you get horrible value. And if you're looking to transfer to airlines, Amex has the most airline transfer partners, but that really depends on which airlines you like, where you live, etc. Okay, so what do you guys think about the redemption options for the 4 big points currencies, transferable points currencies? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Please comment below. We'll leave some of the best credit cards in the links below from our partners. As always, it's an affiliate link. If you want to see advertiser disclosure, it's at the bottom of the description section. Please subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.